Come on, y'all. Come on, y'all. Hey everybody, it's Paulie. It's a Latino Slant. What's happening, everyone? Good day, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you may be. It is the Slant, and I hope you're doing well. I hope you enjoyed the little pre-show that I put together. Some good images and videos, and I mean, it was amazing, right? The best. We got a special show. I'm excited to welcome my buddy and such a talented amigo to the show, to the Latino Slant. Let's get right to it. Enrique Gonzalez.
Paulie, how are you, brother?
I'm
Thanks so
wonderful,
much.
man.
What a
I
cool intro,
got
man.
sharp.
Thank you so much.
There's now so much history and emotional connections with the '90s. But let's how did Jumbo happen for you? Let's just get right to it. The band Jumbo.
Oh my God, man! Jumbo came together in 1997, and it's the product of an earlier band named Blues Wagon that have been together for 2 or 3 years. And Castillo, the lead singer, was a part of it. Charlie on bass, Eddie, my brother. And so I'd been living in Playa del Carmen with my girlfriend then, now my wife of 20 years, Janet. And so we moved back to Monterey, and that's this incredible scene was happening with Control Machete, Gran Silencio, Zurdo. And so the idea of putting together Jumbo just came out of an A&R from Mexico City, Jorge La Chiquis Amaro, who's a dear friend and an amazing, talented musician and producer. He wanted to come see the band, but we put together in a matter of a few weeks a few tunes, just wrote and rehearsed, and he came and saw us. And in this one gig, he signed us on the spot.
Do you remember what you played to where Chiqui signed you? I mean, do you remember the songs?
I remember we probably already written Fotografía, we'd written Monotransistor, we've written Superactriz. So all of those tunes that you know from Restaurant, our first long play, were there. Yeah. I mean, it was these songs were created in 97, 98.
That was huge for you guys.
It was huge. It was an album that we toured over the course of 2 years, from 99 to 2001 before Daddy Ponle Play came out. And it was, our biggest, most, just filled with energy and just all this youth that was inside of us that needed to come out in one way or another. So it's a great collection of tunes that still holds up.
Where was that photo taken at?
This is a place in Monterey that's called Restaurant Al, and it's an insanely cool old school restaurant that serves all the typical norteño foods that we all love, from machaca con huevo and carne asada and incredible. And we definitely owe, a debt of gratitude to bands like Jaguares, who took us under their wing, bands like Phobia, who allowed us to open for them in the early days. And they were all insanely just supportive of us, and then we felt like, just kids in a candy store because we were having fun and we were opening for our idols, basically. Yeah, Daddy Ponle Play was kind of like our attempt to try to not redo Restaurant and try to go down a different path. So we started writing differently, just to challenge ourselves. I mean, little did we know that, restaurant was going to be such a strong statement that we could never, overcome the success of that. And so they Ponle Play suffered a little bit because of it. But yeah,
Fantastic album. I mean, for me, a much, and I think you know what I mean by this, but just like musically, a much more superior album,
yes,
more more mature. So for yourself, I mean, I haven't chronicled it, and I don't know when the split happened. I remember seeing the boys of Jumbo like in the late aughts in Austin when I was having a show over there. But
yeah.
tell me what you don't have to go, go as deep as you want, but tell me when you decided to go your separate ways. How did
So
that?
so what transpired was,
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, that's a really cool story, and it's important that people know. Obviously you're gonna hear it slightly different from everybody in the band, but in my case, I remember we had a great opportunity to put together the three records. Restaurante de Ponle Play, Teleparque. At the tail end of that story, the label decided not to continue their contract with us, so it left us in a little bit of a bind when it came to, how do we continue this thing? We've already been in a big label. We wanted to continue to
Yeah.
be in a big in that same or in another big label. And so we searched for the, for, of course, I mean, for most of 2004 for a new label and also new management. It never really came together. So at the beginning of 2005, I had to make the really hard decision to leave the band. And I'd already in the back of my mind, I wanted to try going to Austin or LA. And I had people that I knew in both places. In the end, I had people that were very close to myself, Chuy Flores, who's the producer in those first three Jumbo records. He lived in LA, and he was a major part. He had a major part in making me feel confident enough to take the leap. And so in April of 2005, Janet and I moved to LA. In the end, it was more of a, at that time, thinking of LA more as a scene where, studio recording was happening.
Yeah.
A lot of live acts, that's where their base was.
Stay tuned for more with Bugs Gonzalez as he talks about his days with Los Lobos.
The band was like at the forefront of Latino, Chicano, a lot of different entertainment stuff.
Being invited to a show that Eric Clapton was putting together. And so Eric Clapton's manager pulled, Lobo's manager, Mando, and David Algo aside and said, Eric owns a Ferrari, and inside that Ferrari, it's a one CD. It's like the old school stereo, which only has one seat. There's not 10 or 5, and the seat that lives in that Ferrari is Tin Can Trust. We just laughed. And again, that's the thing that's even more important than being the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, is knowing that somebody of that caliber, that level, that has our love and respect, respects Lobos that way.